Hello, friends and family from around the world. This is Mike with Daily Events Worldwide, and we are on May 5th, 2025. Welcome to another surviving day on the planet. Welcome to the Daily Do, giving you your space weather update as well earthquakes, volcanoes, and world weather. Always starting out here looking at our sun for the past 48 hours. Noting this morning in the sunshore, a big plasma filament swirling around like a tornado in the southeast region visible there, and as well, big Earth-facing sunspot. And the plasma filaments or plasma prominence are still building. Having a look now at the last 48 hours incoming, cresting into view, we do have a couple more sunspot regions that are active, and as well plasma filaments looking that erecting from the right side there. And outgoing, there's that large plasma tornado spinning. Amazing images here brought to you by Solar Dynamics Observatory, mixed with daily events worldwide. Thank you so much for pressing play today. Hope you enjoy all the information shared and prepared. Having a look at multispectrum, there's that massive sunspot region, 4079, and as well those plasma filaments reacting antipodal regions, big plasma filaments stretching across the southern hemisphere. And as well, we've got Earth-facing coronal hole regions, southern hemisphere and northern, which are now building. And here's a closer look at the coronal hole region in the southern hemisphere of our sun. This is showing the last 48 hours of imagery, as there was a little bit of an eruption in the center of that coronal hole. Another look at our sun for the past 48 hours. Amazing loops of plasma and energy on our sun. I love being able to share these images and information with humanity, keeping humanity aware and prepared. There's the sunspot region in motion, as it is a fluid on the surface of our sun. Incoming sunspot region 4082 is peculiar. 4079 is a beast. My, oh my, solar cycle 25 has been very interesting. Current space weather conditions right now, we are under Level 1, minor geomagnetic storm impacts. Solar winds are coming in at 732 kilometers per second, at one point over 850 kilometers per second. Looking at the solar X-ray flux, strong C-class solar flare reported yesterday. Other than that, pretty quiet. Proton flux slightly rising. Geomagnetic activity has been at a KP4 or 5 for the past 2 days, thanks to the coronal hole wind stream, which is visible here on the Space Weather Prediction Center spiral in the bottom diagram, showing the velocity and solar winds from the coronal hole region, and as well incoming CME. But this is not going to affect Earth, as this most recent CME right there took off from our sun, and it is going to miss us. We've been lucky so far, folks, especially with these monstrous sunspot regions. Here's a look at the aurora view line for tonight and tomorrow. Very prevalent tonight, mostly across Canada, Alaska, Northwest Territories. Here's a look at our solar winds. Left-hand side showing the solar wind speeds. Right-hand side showing the pressure from the solar winds hitting and affecting our magnetosphere, filling it with protons and photons, cosmic charged particles, leveling up our planet. And if you look here, it was only today, this afternoon, that the solar winds hit us at over 850 kilometers per second, which is over 1 million miles per hour. There's a look at what the solar winds did to the pressure around our planet. Big bow shock being observed there. Now here's a look at our sun. And this is our sun since April 22nd. So showing the last 2 weeks with this incoming coronal hole region, you can see a lot of reactions going on in the magnetic field of our sun as it is changing. Coming down from a solar cycle 25 peak, which is the solar maximum. And we were almost double the predicted values in sunspot regions. Amazing images here of our magnetic field on our sun during the most recent coronal hole event, and as well that large Earth-facing sunspot. Here's a look at LASCO 3 showing the wide spectrum since the 22nd of April. And then here showing the last 48 hours, as we did have that Earth-facing CME, but not Earth-directed. Now let's get to earthquakes past 24 hours. Actually, let's go the last 3 days, as it has been pretty busy. But even this map right now looks very busy. USGS is actually reporting lower than average earthquakes. But there's been a lot of big ones. More particular here in the Nazca Plate, South Pacific Ocean, 6.0 magnitude earthquake reported this morning. 5.3 earthquake there, Coquimbo, Chile. Lots of active volcanoes through the region. And as well, a lot of earthquakes. Drake Passage, South Sandwich Islands, through the Scotia Plate. 5.8 earthquake here, Mariano, Mexico. 280 kilometer depth, though. Pretty rare earthquake for that region. Puerto Rico, still popping. 4.7 earthquake there, central mid-Atlantic. And just recently here, Iceland, reporting a 5.3 earthquake at the Bardabunga volcano. Active and erupting 79 volcanoes around the world. Santorini, earthquake still surrounding that volcano. Notable earthquake here in Taiwan, Hualien City, 5.7 earthquake, followed by a 5.3 and a 4.7. Papua New Guinea, deepest earthquake today, 233 kilometer depth, Tonga. Japan off the coast, 4.5, 4.4. Notable 4.3 here, 177 kilometer depth, Tajikistan. Alaska, Adak, Alaska, and then across the United States. Notable earthquakes on the border with Mexico and Texas. A 5.4 earthquake hit Mentone, Texas yesterday. Drill, baby, drill. That is one of the largest fracking regions in North America. Now let's have a look at the last 7 days for shakers and movers around the world. We did have a large earthquake in the Drake Passage, Argentina. That was a 7.4 earthquake right there, followed by multiple earthquakes, about 30 aftershocks. And as well, we had a large 6.5 earthquake south of New Zealand at Macquarie Island region. Pacific Plate is still under a lot of pressure. We have an active and erupting 79 volcanoes around the world. This is a look at the last 7 days for shakers and movers. Stay prepped, my friends and family. Hashtag no fear here, just aware and prepared. Now here's a look at our sulfur dioxide emissions forecast. Big eruption at Hawaii. Notable eruptions, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea. And as well in the southern hemisphere, most likely the Mica volcano, an eruption there, or the Heard volcano in the South Indian Ocean. Big emissions still coming out of Central Africa, active and erupting 5 volcanoes through the region. Now let's get to world weather. Watch for extreme weather to break out all across the eastern seaboard. That Omega block is about to break down, and big, cold, high-pressure ridges are going to be coming in for the long range. Could see a winter storm for parts of the Canadian prairies and into Quebec for the long-range forecast. Stay tuned for daily updates. Lots of moisture, strong low-pressure systems, and large affecting North America this week. Other than that, no hurricanes, typhoons, or cyclones forecast here for the next 10 days. All these forecasts brought to you by windy.com. Mixed here with daily events worldwide, and thank you so much again for pressing play and being a part of this. If you're still watching, I really appreciate you checking out all the information shared and prepared. World weather forecast could see some pretty strong systems in the long range as monsoon season is ramping up. There's going to be a lot of moisture heading into Thailand and up into Myanmar and all through the Micronesia regions. Now, another thing I like to share here on this channel is, of course, our upper level winds. This is a look at our upper level winds right now, looking at the southern hemisphere as it is getting ready for winter. And it is very organized right now. Velocity, size of the upper level winds are quite intense right now, especially along the equator. We've seen a lot of great changes on our planet throughout time, and I do believe our planet is about to go through one of the largest of our time, magnetic reversal. And I say that because there's evidence here that something is off. Something has switched. And I've noted this a couple times, and this video gets shadow banned by YouTube. So please, like, share, subscribe, get in the comment section, and tell me what you think. Here's a look at our upper level winds last year. And here is a look at them this year, 2025. Upper level winds. Watch the direction of these winds. As something is off, something has definitely, as I said, switched or shifted. Much love, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, smack that like button. Get in the comment section, share with a friend and family. Much love. Stay safe and healthy out there. Aware and prepared. Bye now.